Alright, I'm bored at home, so this is going to be my first installment of Cooking Like a Poor Man. Today, I'm making coconut curry pasta stuff, which you'll need curry powder, cayenne pepper, I like crushed red pepper, makes it extra spicy, a $1 can of coconut juice, and you'll need this for not the pasta. The rum is going to be to deal with the rest of that coconut juice we're not going to use. And then, any pasta will do. I'm going with elbow macaroni because it was $1 for this 4-pack. Seems legitimate. We already have the water going for that. And then our vegetables are going to be a California blend, which is just broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, and this pepper stir fry, which is just a combination of different bell peppers and onion, which you can probably find them together, but these are $1 a bag. So this is cooking like a pork college. And we're going to take a smidgen of butter. Alright. So let's get cooking. Alright, we're going to take the butter, this is going to be terrible, I know, I should have gotten a cameraman. Alright, smidgen of butter, get that going. What we're going to do is we're going to pile on some of these vegetables. I need a really good angle for this. I feel like I could leave the camera right there, that'd be perfect. But alas, we can't. So, God, there's going to be so much editing on this video. How's that? Oh, that's going to have to do, I guess. So I can be like, hey, there's the pan. There we go, okay. Alright, so close up the butter. We're going to open up our California blend. Hopefully it doesn't spill everywhere like it just did for me. To measure it out, use the glass. Pour some in that glass. Dump that in. We're going to do 2 glasses of the California blend because I like a lot of those cauliflower and broccoli, and in a vegetarian dish it gives it a little bit more substance. Alright, we're doing that. Start on a medium setting. I'm trying to cook these up immediately if I do these things. And then, one of my favorite parts on the vegetable side are the peppers and onion. That's where a lot of our delicious flavors are going to come from. But maybe we're just making a handful, chucking that in there. And then a little pinch, because I like it too much. Alright. Alright, after putting that in the pan, you're just going to swish that all around a little bit, and that's what it's going to look like. We're going to let that saute. And before we let that continue sauteing, take our glass. Take the coconut juice. And we're going to take our coconut juice, fill this glass, about 1 full glass, not quite tippy top, like about that. Full glass, hope that's seeable. And then we're going to pour that over our vegetables. That's going to the coconut juice isn't just a coconut milk like you would buy. It has a little bit of sugar in it and some deliciousness. And to add to it, we're going to take our curry. I measure the curry over all the spices over, so any extras, just a little bit of bonus. You can buy all these spices at places like Food Lion for about $1.50. And do 2 spoons of the curry powder. Alright. And then we'll take this mix of the vegetable and coconut juice. We'll sprinkle some cayenne all over it because we want it to have that cayenne. Cayenne's really good for dieting and helping your immune system. If you want it to be spicy, like crushed pepper, I sprinkle it all over that, get it all iced up and in there, and I use the fork to stir. So we're going to stir that nice enough, yeah. Make it look good. And at this point, we're going to want to get this going a little bit more. Oh, I want to make, if you want to make this a little bit more creamy, which I just now decided I want to, you see if you have flour. And if you don't, you cry deeply. And if you do, you rejoice in the creaminess that you might be able to make with this. We're going to add some flour here in a second. This is our mix. We're only going to do 1 pack out of the 4 of these macaroni. We'll be right back once a little bit more cooking has transpired. Okay. we got a little bit more mixing. I went ahead and put our pasta, which mine was just Elba macaroni because it was cheap. You can use anything that you want. I prefer the cheapest pasta known to man that I can find at the time. And I did add 2 level spoonfuls of flour all over this to make it a little thicker and creamier. God, that smells delicious. And we turned up the heat on our vegetables just a little bit. And now we're going to turn it back down and get it to, we want to get to a light boil, like a simmery type thing. I'm not so savvy on my cooking terms, which makes it more paradoxical that I'm making this cooking video. Okay, and while this is all cooking, you don't want to stir that occasionally anyway, we are going to deal with the rest of this can of delicious coconut juice. So what we're going to do, open our rum right up. Just a second. Down. We're going to actually we're gonna deal with trash as we go because that's how we're good roommates and people don't hate us. Anyway, we're going to take the rum, about a third of that glass is going to be rum, but like right there. Close that up, and we got the fancy imported Ron Pablo from Mexico, cheapest rum on the bottom of the shelf, $6.50. Just going to turn this down so it doesn't overboil. Stir that a little bit with our measuring spoon, now that we are done measuring things with it. Look at this, we'll give it a light stir. This will be more fun once we have our delicious coconut beverage. So then we take this rest of this can and pour it right in. You may have a little excess coconut. You might want to taste your beverage like I'm about to make sure it's delicious and good stuff. And good stuff. We're back over here with our delicious vegetables. We want it to be nice and liquidy because it's going to be a sauce for this. And that's going to be good because it'll mix all over our pasta. Let that cook off for a little bit. We lower that a little bit more. Now that we have it up to that bubbling boil, we're going to let it go like that. We want to try to keep it maintained bubbling. We don't want to get it more than that because we want these vegetables to absorb this flavor, but we don't want to lose all this extra liquid because once again, this is going to be a sauce, and you want it to be a little saucy, but not like a wench. All right, delicious meal. You can make this. You could definitely make this meal for 2. This is probably a good 2 servings, but as a lot of people might be, I'm a little fat when it comes to eating. I might eat all this in one sitting, maybe 3. I don't know. Cheap dish, especially if you buy the spices. I use these spices in a lot of different dishes. They're all about like I said, they're all about $1.50. The bags of vegetables were $2 total. The pasta was $1. Flour you might want to just have on hand. That I'm not sure how much that was. I kind of borrowed 2 tablespoons from my roommates, but I don't think they'll mind since they're 2 tablespoons and that looks like slightly older flour. It's always fun, but yeah, make a dish that also has a delicious alcoholic beverage with it. Okay. This is going to be the boring part, and I'm not going to bore you with about 10 to 15 minutes of cooking, so we'll return back with the finished product. Picking up a mere 5 minutes from where we last left off, we have strained our noodles, ready to add to our sauce, which upon turning off the camera, we turn this down to a low setting and let it just thicken and kind of juicify, and now you can see, you might be able to see, it's gotten a little bit thicker and saucy like. That's going to be good for our pasta. Now, also, since roommates are a thing, we immediately clean our pans. This is how we avoid dish conflict and unnecessary things. The best part about sauteing a sauce like this is you can go ahead and get these dishes clean and put it back where you found it down in the cabinet, the abyssal layer of dishes. Okay. Now, all you need to do now, sprinkle a good bit of that, good healthy helping. Okay. The rest of that I'll just use for something else. Alright. Let's mix this nice and well. Now at this point, you may or may not want to add a little bit more spices because spices are delicious. You also may want to add a little bit of water because water will make that a little juicier. Depends on how quickly you move the heat and how much of that sauce you turned off. I like the way this is, but a lot of people have different sauce variances and tastes. And if you wanted a more saucy sauce, you would have added more water at the beginning and actually plan to add a lot of that flour. I'm going to plate this, give you a nice look at that beautiful dish, and we'll call it a day. And here is the final product, that delicious gourmet. It's really sweet and delicious. Sweet and spicy. It's a very sweet dish because, as I said, our friend the coconut juice had sugar in it, and coconut's already a little sweet and spicy and tangy and curry, and feels like you're eating a delicious Indian restaurant type thing with its own spin. If you like this, please favorite it, share it. I'll probably make some more videos depending on the amount of views and likes I get on this, more of my favorite vegetarian dishes to make on a budget. Thank you for watching.